So what inspired you to actually start your own business?
What inspired me to start my own business? I think in life, everybody has a passion for something. On my side, it was not just going to the university and studying. I saw that there's more to life.
Wow.
You can't just say, okay, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go to school, high school, university, and then somebody's going to employ me. There's more to life than that. So for young people, what I could say, just follow your heart. Follow your dreams. At times, we don't get the resources to follow our dreams. We are just pushed in one corner to say, okay, just go to university, do this course, and then get a job, stand on your own.
Hi guys, welcome to our podcast. You are capable. Please don't forget to like this video, share this video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget about our foundation, You Are Capable. If you need funding for a small business, if you need funding for your studies or mentorship, please do write to us at info@youarecapable.com. Joining you today is your usual host, Londeka, and over that side is the awesome husband,
Bulelani. It's the awesome husband. Without further ado, today we're really honored to have Mr. Vusi with us today. I will introduce him, but he will introduce himself as well. Mr. Vusi is a very, very humble man, I'll say. That's the best way for me to describe him. Ever since meeting him and working with him, the most interesting thing about Mr. Kaba is that he's got his own transport business. So within B&L Lifestyle, as you remember, as we've been talking, it's the accommodation, it's the career guidance, but there's also the transport side of things. So today, Mr. Kaba is going to be speaking to us a bit more about the transportation, because a lot of parents, out there in rural areas, in remote areas, also in urban areas, when you send out your students to the universities, you would want to know that they're safe when they're traveling from one point to another. So Mr. Kaba, in partnership with Mr. Kaba, B&L Lifestyle works with wisdom and strength. That is the name of his business. So without further ado, I'll want to say welcome, Mr. Kaba, onto our podcast today.
Welcome.
And we really would want you to tell us a bit more about Mr. Kaba, wisdom and strength, where it started from. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you so much. As you guys have already introduced me, I started the company in 2014 when I finished my diploma in financial management. At that time, I wanted to do something else, but I ended up going to finance. So I started the company, I left the company. So I said, okay, I'm done with studying for now. So I ended up traveling abroad. So when I traveled abroad, I saw, when I got there, the system, it's absolutely different from our transport system in South Africa. So when I went abroad, I came, and then I decided to come back. I stayed for literally 4 years. And then I came back, and I had some funding to start the business, because with our system right now, and there's no jobs, and it's a long story, but for another day. So I started this small company. So I registered with the Department of Education, I registered with the Department of Transport and Higher Education. It wasn't easy at start, because the funding that I had no sponsors on the side. So I started from nothing, and then I ended up being somewhere. And then I met these guys from BLN. So there was a gap for transportation. So I utilize that opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
In my growing with you guys, I learned a lot.
Sure.
You know, when you're providing a transport,
Yeah.
there's so much that you need to invest in.
Sure.
There's a manner of approach to your client. There's a manner of approach to the people that you're transporting.
Yes. Yes.
Time is very important.
Yeah.
The car that you are using, being in the transport system, it's not an easy task.
Yeah.
Because there's also taxi people, the taxi industry.
Yeah.
So when you're entering into the space of transporting people, there must be an understanding that I'm utilizing this gap. I'm not interfering with your route.
Yeah.
So that is some of the challenges that you get. Yeah, but me working with BNL, I think if I could say the journey, it was something else.
Yes.
You know, having to learn.
Something good.
It's something good because
Yeah.
when you're transporting people, there's people who are doing their last year, final year. There's people who are doing their second year, and there's people who are doing their first year. So you need to understand.
Yeah.
There's a time frame where you need to get to the student to like pick up the student. Like if the student is,
You can't be late.
you can't be late. You can't be late.
That's true.
Yeah.
And with the communication, there's a certain behavior that you must behave to that student. Although the transport belongs to me, but there's a manner of approach that I must approach this person. And with people, there's different people. There's a quicker person to jump in the transport. There's a person that really needs time to.
Sure.
Yeah.
But in that space, you need to make it on time.
Yeah.
So before you pick up the person, you alert them like 5 minutes early. I'm on my way to a certain property to do the pickup. And then when you're outside, you have to notify the person I'm outside and get the person as quick as possible to the location or to the institution that they're going to. So I can say it's been good working with you guys, and
glad to
I
know.
hope to continue working with you guys and the staff. You guys have an amazing staff. They're professional. They are there to guide you all the time. So I cannot complain.
Wow, that's great to hear. Positivity.
Yes.
And then for me, I just have one question for you. In terms of, you did mention that you went abroad and then you saw how different the transport system was compared to what we have in South Africa.
Yes.
So for me, it's not a lot of people who actually get to see such opportunities and then utilize them. So I'd really like to know what inspired you to actually take that extra step to say, let me do my own thing. You also mentioned that there's unemployment. You know, someone else could have just decided, okay, I did study finance, but now there's no job. So let me just sit at home and or continue sending out my CVs, but you know, even if I still don't get response, I'm gonna sit at home. So what inspired you to actually start your own business?
What inspired me to start my own business? I think in life, everybody has a passion for something. On my side, it was not just going to the university and studying. I saw that there's more to life.
Sure.
Wow.
You can't just say, okay, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go to school, high school, university, and then somebody's going to employ me. There's more to life than that. So for young people, what I could say, just follow your heart.
Sure.
Follow your dreams. At times, we don't get the resources to follow our dreams.
Yeah.
We are just pushed in one corner to say, okay, just go to university, do this course, and then get a job stand on your own. For me, it was a different story because I had to travel. When I finished my diploma in financial management, I tried working for one of the banks, and I saw I wanted more.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
Sure.
I was not gonna be in the small circle. I wanted more. I wanted to learn more.
And it's not quite interesting, whilst you're talking there, it's not quite interesting that the traveling in itself also opened your eyes,
Exactly.
right?
Opened my eyes.
Yeah.
So when I traveled, I was a bit scared. It's a new life.
Yeah.
The food was different. The sleeping patterns were different. There was so much that had changed in the small time that I was not at home.
And which part of the world was this?
I went to Canada. I've been to
Cold,
Israel. Yeah, it's cold. But with my weight here in Canada, we adjusted. And last country I was in Israel. So when I went to Israel, first of all, I'm an African.
Yeah.
Those people speak Jewish.
Yeah.
Sure.
So there was a barrier in language.
Yeah.
And they speak Hebrew, I speak
Yeah.
Zulu. And at first, it was so hard. Even when I got to the airport, the guy that was supposed to pick me up, he was holding the banner, and the banner was in Hebrew.
Wow.
So I just stood there, for like 30 minutes and waiting for the guy. And then eventually he came, he asked me, "Are you Vusi?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Okay, let's go."
The power of traveling and learn a lot. So for someone out there listening to us today, Vusi, in terms of starting your own transport business, there's a lot of people out there who might be asking themselves, if I want to start my own transport business, what are the steps that I need to kind of follow, or an idea of other businesses besides the taxi industry? Because I think everyone, when they think of transport, they think taxi. But I'm sure, because with our interaction with you, we've realized you're quite involved in a lot of other things. You know, there's children that you pick up. There's a whole lot of other things that you do. So maybe if you can elaborate on the other avenues that are there and how to start a transport business.
It's not something hard.
Yeah.
You must have the passion for wanting to do something. It's like going to university. You don't just go to university and saying, okay, I want to do this and that. So with transport, you need to be on your sober senses. I can say that. And there's so much into transport that people have not, their eyes are not open to. When we talk about transport, we just talk about our normal taxis and buses. And in transport, there's so many doors. There's the airport shuttle. There's logistic in transport. Now there's these new apps of food delivery of Mr. D and etc. So with transport, you work with a lot of people. There's a lot of departments who want transport. Besides transporting students, we've got airport transfers. We hire out cars. And now as we are working with the South African Defense. So there's a door that's going to open with the Department of Defense. I'm not going to explain. And we're trying to get into shipping.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's still part of transport.
That's still part of transport.
It's quite diverse.
Yeah. So we're working towards that.
You did mention earlier on that you had to go and register with the Department of Transport. So for someone else who's watching, you know, what other documentation would the person need or procedures that they would have to follow? Obviously, if you're going to be a driver, I would say you need a driver's license for one.
Yeah.
So what other...
You need your driver's license. You need your CK documents.
All right.
You need to be registered with the Department of Transport. You need to be registered with... There's different departments that you need to register with.
Okay.
But it's not something you need to comply with SARS.
All right.
Yeah.
It's that. And if you are lucky, you'll get funding from certain companies. But it's
And is there a way, a formula of applying for this funding? Is there a place where we can encourage people to go and look for this funding?
right now, I'm not sure which doors that you need to go to.
alright.
Because when I started from scratch.
Yeah.
But with our government, I think there's certain
Channels that are
channels
there.
that you need to follow
Alright.
to get proper funding,
Funding,
yeah.
for the
Alright.
business.
And once obviously that is shared with us, we will also share that with you guys. For me, the main thing that touches me is that you are young as well, and you are doing so much, you know. And for us, within the same context of you're capable,
Yeah.
the idea is that we're always encouraging each other to say you can still put Vusi as well. He started from literally, he said from scratch, and it's the whole idea of saying we've always said with the accommodation, we've been speaking about that from the beginning.
Yeah.
We also started from from scratch. It's
Mm.
good to hear Vusi out of a context of us meeting and just doing transport, and it's also good to hear where you started from, and that is we are listening to you as well. It has encouraged us, to say we need to start, and indeed you are capable if you start from somewhere.
Yeah.
So as closing remarks today, and you've shared so much today with us, where can people get a hold of you as Wisdom and Strength if they really want to do airport shuttles, picking up of children, all the other stuff, besides obviously the university stuff?
For now, we're still working on the website, but we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and I think we do have a page on Twitter as well. And we've got numbers that you can use to contact us.
Yeah.
Our numbers is 074-73-69959, or you could send us an email at vusikaba77@yahoo.com, or you could follow us at vusikaba on Instagram and on Facebook, and you can do your bookings, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, great stuff. I like the fact that you mentioned and you encourage people to actually say, hey, you can actually start from scratch. It's actually possible. So I would just like, to reiterate those words, to you watching, the fact that you are capable, you can do it, As young people, we really need to get out there, as young as we are, and just grab those opportunities. Use whatever resources we have at that particular point. We really don't have to sit down and wait for funding from somewhere. Sometimes God will meet you at your point of need. Yes. So if you're interested in a transport service, or you would like to hear more information, please don't hesitate, to write to us. Just leave a comment below. If you've got any questions related to transport, or if you also need funding, related to your transport business, please do let us know, and we will link you up to the correct channels. Thank you so much. I think that is all from us. Thank you so much, Vusi, for joining us today.
So much. We
really appreciate you being here, and we really appreciate all the work that you have done with BNL Lifestyle. And to our viewers at home, always remember that you are capable.
Okay, Neliswa. Bunjani. You do know why. So we've been running accommodation for the past couple of years. So we just wanted to ask a few things and present something to you. How's been your experience with the PNL so far?
It's been okay. It's great. Well, right. I'm not complaining. Yeah.
And what are you studying?
I'm studying electrical engineering.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
And you're towards the end, eh?
Yeah, that
That's good. Well done. We wanted to come and present you today and say as a token of our thank you.
A token of appreciation. Would like to give you a food voucher.
Just to say thank you for
just to say thank you so much for supporting our hustle. We really do appreciate it. You mean a lot to us. Thank you so much. So thank you so much. We really do appreciate. Yay.
No, thank you so much. That's it.
So I will be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how's that food gonna help you? We're just gonna ask generally. How's it gonna help?
Kuzomsiza ngizokuthenga izinto engidinga futhi nama-noodles abeseyivele.
Yeah.
So kuzomsiza nalo.
For sure. Thank you so much again.
Thank you
We just
so
wanted to
much,
say
yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.